Legal aid in British Columbia is underrepresented right now in certain areas of the law, and there's some good work that's being done certainly, but there's also an opportunity for a lot more.
Legal aid, has to fit into a broader framework of investing in communities.
I've seen the move from direct legal services to more information-based services, and I've seen that that's had a very significant impact on the people, especially in rural communities.
I think it is a benefit to society when everybody has equal access to justice. Your ability to pay should have absolutely nothing to do with your ability to get a fair and just outcome in the legal system.
I heard some thoughts of some lawyers from Ontario that I was speaking to not too long ago who were actually shocked at the lack of legal aid here. I think it's generally gives BC a bit of a bad name.
I think legal aid is an incredibly important service and component of our justice system. In British Columbia, my experience has been that legal aid is suffering, that it's severely under-resourced.
We don't have a good comprehensive legal aid system in BC. The courts are overwhelmed with unrepresented litigants. It is costing the people of this province a lot of money.
I think legal aid is really important as it helps increase the fairness for the people who are trying to participate in the justice system. It's fairly inefficient for unrepresented litigants to go into the justice system on their own without representation.
I feel that legal aid is akin to healthcare or education in that you can't have a properly functioning society when such a large part of people's lives is a mystery to them. I feel that to not provide legal aid is to offload a huge financial burden.
I think it should be provided for anybody who can show need and has a legal problem that they need help with.
Legal aid should be an essential service for the reason that these programs are out there for people to take advantage of. Workers' compensation, employment insurance, things like this have been created for the benefit and use of society and of all the members of society. And so they need to have access to it, and so it can be written on legislation as some academic right that we have, but for it to be actualized requires that advocacy and that legal aid.
Certainly, the ability to access justice should be essential to people in our society. Absolutely.
I think it goes without saying that if we want to consider ourselves a just society, we should at the very least be providing some level of support to anyone who's in the justice system.
Legal aid in BC is an investment in justice because it creates the kind of society that everybody wants. There's unfairness everywhere, there is discrimination, there is big parties with strength pushing around those who can't, and by providing legal aid services, we can create a more fair, equitable society, and that is an investment in our future.
There's tremendous benefit to invest in legal aid for the reason that something that can be mitigated early would escalate if they didn't have that intervention of legal aid.
If our conception of justice is that an adversarial system is the one that brings the most justice to the people, then you need to give everyone the opportunity to partake in it. And giving people legal aid and access to our justice system is then fundamentally an investment in justice.
Funding legal aid as part of the justice system is part of funding sort of broader social care. So I think legal services for on a sliding scale for people who can afford to pay a little and people who can afford to pay nothing is very important.
If you have someone who's unrepresented, they can have an initial appearance 4 or 5 times before they actually proceed to trial, and that takes away from a lot of the resources that judges' time and the Crown's time and that sort of thing.
And it would, in the long run, save money in so many ways.
I do think that legal aid in BC is an investment in justice, because justice requires both parties to have a chance to be heard and to understand what's going on. So I think it's an investment for the future.